Should I fertilize my shrubs in the spring? So what do you think about that, our horticulturist?
Well, absolutely. Yeah,
Absolutely.
you want to fertilize in the spring. Now, timing varies on some, particularly things like azaleas. We tell people to fertilize after they bloom, and so the blooming time can be very wide. The only reason is the flower bud is set at the very end of last year's growth, and if you fertilize early and force that growth out, you cover your bloom.
Okay.
So we don't fertilize azaleas till after they bloom, and then usually again around the 1st of June. Most perennials I like to feed every 60 days or so up until about July or so.
Okay.
Lawns, once a month. You know, they're heavy feeders. Roses are heavy feeders.
Right.
Want to fertilize those once a month.
What are you
So,
fertilizing
yes.
your shrubs with?
Well, you know, it's kind of hard to tell you. I use an all-purpose, a 12-6-6 formulation. You know, when you walk into a store and you see fertilizer, it says rose food 6-10-10, 12-8-4, all these different numbers, and they're specifically for roses. Well, there's no way they can tell you exactly what you need because they don't know your soil.
Right.
What they're doing is getting you to fertilize, and that's the most important thing, is getting some food down on that plant and getting it growing, and that makes you happy, okay? So you'll see the results that you want. Whether or not it might be exactly the right nutrients, who knows? But it works.
It works.
Yeah.
Mr. D, anything to add to that?
The only thing I would again, I go back to soil test.
Okay.
You know, soil test is the only
Very
way
important.
that you can be sure. And when you go with the routine fertilizer like that, you need to keep in mind that phosphorus is much more stable than any of the other elements. And if you continue to put that third number, that phosphorus out there 2 or 3 years in a row, then it is very likely that your phosphorus levels will get to excessively high levels. And if you have excessively high levels of phosphorus, it can interfere with the uptake of your other nutrients. So potassium, on the other hand, it doesn't stay there that long. It will leach out over a period of 3 or 4 months. Nitrogen, 4 to 6 weeks, unless it's sulfur coated or you know, a slow release type.
Right.
So just kind of keep that in the back of your mind, that the phosphorus is very, very stable, and it can tend to accumulate over time, and that's why you do need to check that soil every once in a while. And if that's the case, then you're going to need to go with something that's going to be, you know, like 6-0,
Yeah,
or you know, you go with something that doesn't have any phosphorus for 2 or 3 years.
You know, you were talking about the pH that like a pH up around 6-6.5. Azaleas, hollies, dogwoods like pH 5.5 and down. Blueberries 5 to 4.5.
Right.
So you want to make sure that you're fertilizing with the right thing. You don't want to bring the boxwood bring your pH down in your boxwoods, or raise it in the other one. So you know, a good classic example are hydrangeas. You know. Put a little, make them acidic, they turn blue. Make them alkaline, they turn pink. And it takes just a little bit of stuff to make that swing. So you can see how important it is to check that pH.
We hope you loved the video. We would love for you to ask more questions. Be sure to leave those questions in your comments.